Hello, happy Monday, beautiful souls. Welcome to your week. I am Sarah Renee, and this is your weekly video with spiritual guidance, tips, prayers, and tools for you to help you live a joyful, fully connected, fulfilling week. Oh, and we are coming to you today on January 13th. And before we dive in, I just want to acknowledge everyone affected by the fires in LA and just send extra prayers and gratitude to all of the firefighters, the first responders, the police, the military, everyone who has been helping out, all of the volunteers. The Humane Society, the animal rescue places, everyone who's opened up their farms and their properties and their homes and the hotels offering discounts. It has been incredibly touching to be here in San Diego, here in California, so close to LA, and to see the just the level of compassion, of generosity, of spirit, and how everyone is really showing up to help everyone in LA. And I'm just thinking of, everyone who lost their homes, who is evacuated, and maybe you don't even know if your home is still there for sure or not. Um, I'm just thinking of you and holding all of you in my prayers. And, to those of you not impacted by the fires, um, definitely be cautious because I've heard a lot of like the scammers, of the world unfortunately take advantage of these events. And so, there are a lot of fake, or rather GoFundMe set up using other people's pictures and videos and whatnot. And so be really careful about where and who you donate to. But do please help if you're able to, and not everybody is able to. And, if you're not able to help financially or to, donate items, like keep your prayers, keep good thoughts going, right? Like that matters. Science shows us over and over again that the power of prayer really works. And, just even envisioning angels and God and people's loved ones and spirit, wrapping people up in their light, in that safety, and helping the souls who were lost in the who, whose lives were lost in the fire to cross over, comforting, their family members, like all of that work that we do in the spiritual world, it does really matter. It really makes a difference. And so, whether you can give financially or volunteer your time or donate items or help out that way, everything is, very important and incredibly helpful. So thank you so much for just joining us in sending our thoughts and our prayers to those impacted and really just seeing all of the firefighters come from the different, states. I saw Canada donated some planes, and then we had firefighters from Mexico, I believe, and um, Las Vegas and Arizona. And it's just, so grateful for all of that help, right? And it's such a good reminder of how important it is to help one another and that we are all in this together and that we never know. Right. And so we're starting this week with a full moon. We have had these fires going on in this disaster, in the United States all of, last week. And so the energy is a lot right now, right? And so I feel like with this full moon, like the moon does, we're made of water. And so it does it can pull on our energy, on our emotions, and it can have an impact. And so just really be kind to yourself. If you're feeling extra tired, if you need a little more rest, if you're feeling really agitated, look at how you can move that energy through. Maybe, up your workouts. Like, I think I like moved a lot less one day than the next day because it was like I felt like I was needing a lot of rest. And then the next day I was feeling really agitated. So it was like an extra long workout, right? Like pushing myself a little bit more to just move that energy through. So, really tune in to your body and your spirit and yourself, like on an energetic level, and see what you need and pray. If you don't know what you need, sometimes we're just like a hot mess. Like, I don't know about you, but I get this way where I'm like, I don't even know what I need. Like, God, you just guide me to what I need. Right. So maybe you feel that way. That is okay. Like I said, happens to all of us sometimes. And sometimes it's there's something beautiful, especially for those of you who are healers, who are highly sensitive beings, who help take care of all of the people and all of the things in your life. Moms, right? Talking to you. There is something so beautiful about offering a prayer, to your higher power, whoever that is for you, and just and receiving, right? Offering that prayer of like, I don't even know what I need, or I don't know how to get what I need. Please guide me and help me fill back up. Guide me to something that will, fill up my resources again, fill up my cup again. And to receive, whether that's like you're in meditation and you feel God like filling up your heart and your body and your energy field, replenishing you with spirit and light, or you're guided to go to, a certain class or to a service, or to listen to something inspiring. But it can feel it's a nice way to receive from spirit and to use your spiritual gifts that you probably use to help other people to actually receive healing yourself. And God and your higher power, your angel spirit, they love you so much, and so they love to bring you healing, to deliver you healing, to deliver you peace and that extra assistance. And so you're never bothering anyone from asking. And this is coming up, and it's funny because it's not on my notes, but it's coming in. So I'm going to share it because that usually means somebody needs to hear it. If you are, if you find that when you think about receiving from your higher power, receiving from spirit, that you can like second guess yourself or we talk about God, if that feels a little like vague to you or like so big, right? Sometimes like the God word, it's just so big that we can't quite wrap our mind around it, right? And what I found in my work is that a lot of times, like the point, right? Like God's point. I want to just and not that I know all of God's points, but this is how it's coming in. God's point of bringing through people's loved ones from the other side, for me to connect with for them. Yes, a lot of it is for the healing, for the closure, for the guidance, all of those things to have that connection. But on a bigger scale, God's like, this person in heaven can help you know me. This person in heaven that you know that you have this personal soul connection with can help open you up to spirit, open you up to God, open you up to your higher power, open you up to your angels. Right. And so it's that's why I often say like grief, it's devastating and it's a doorway often for us to end up opening up into all of this heavenly support and comfort and healing that we never knew was there before. And so if you're like thinking about this, as far as like receiving or filling up from God or your higher power, and that doesn't resonate with you, maybe think about, could you ask a grandparent or, a friend or a loved one on the other side, or even a child on the other side, God forbid, but could you ask whoever you have on the other side to help you connect with your higher power and to help you feel the joy and the healing and the spirit and the energy and the power of your higher powers, of God's love for you. And that can be an incredibly powerful and uplifting, inspiring, just amazing process that will help you feel closer to your loved one and to God and spirit. So you'll have to let me know if that was, if you are listening and you needed to hear that, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Um, okay, so as we go into this week, the theme really coming in is how can we remember and prioritize that which can never be taken away from us. So this kind of connects to what we were just saying. So, what can never be taken away from you? Your spiritual connection. It can never be taken away from you. Your love and connection with other people. Because even in death, that love, the memories, that soul connection, that is eternal. Okay? So, your spiritual connection with your higher power, your connection, your soul connection, love, memories to the people in your life, the people that you love. And I would say like don't be stingy, like branch out like the people in your community. I mean, I am reminded so many times from my clients and in sessions of how much you mean to the people that you just see around your town each day, to the people that you have those simple conversations with. There's even new like scientific studies showing that I'm going to probably not word it right, but essentially showing that our connection with strangers in our town is equally important or even more important in some cases in for our happiness levels than just our connection with our family. Meaning, if you have a great connection with your family, your friends, all of that, but you're still feeling, you're dealing with some heaviness, maybe you're dealing with some depression, maybe you're dealing with, you know, just feeling a little checked out, a little burnt out, right? Fatigued. Get to know the person at your coffee shop, the person at your favorite restaurant. Like, talk to some strangers out in the grocery line, right? See how that kind of revs you back up again. Because those things nobody can take away from you. Again, you can move, but you might always remember that person. I remember Starbucks customers from back in Arizona when I first started in 2004 that like made our whole night, that would come in with like we had these really fun cops that would come in and they had the best stories, and I got to go on ride-alongs with them and they were like amazing. And other clients, but we had so many, her clients, customers, sorry, that came in that like I still think about fondly, and I'm like, gosh, I'm so grateful that I had them, I got to know that person. I might not even know their last name, but I'm so grateful that I got to know them for in that period of my life, right? And that will go with me on a soul level, to heaven. And so those are the things. Also, your relationship with your true self, with your soul, with your spirit. And I would say your relationship with your body. right? With the gratitude for this vessel that carries you through life, that allows you to feel the emotions and, the pain and the joy and the success and the doing the hard things and falling apart and getting better and, right, all of life, right? So even though your body will eventually die, you will have your memories from this time on the other side. And your impact, I like to call it the ripple effect, right? Because you've probably heard me talk about this before, but every person has a ripple effect where you might give someone a compliment, you might share something, with somebody, and then that ripple touches them, and then they go out and they pass that message along, or they do a good deed or whatnot. Like they take that energy that you sent them into their life, they pass it forward, and then that person passes it forward. And we all have this ripple effect. And it can be bad or it can be good, but it's there. Okay. So you go out, you're in a bad mood, you're mean to the barista, you're mean to the cashier, you flip someone off, and listen, no judgment here. uh, I get it. We've all been there. But when you keep spreading that negativity, right, you're spreading maybe not the best ripple effect. Okay. Um, and again, we've all been there. But that's why when we gather that awareness, we want to shift that and really consciously spread, and create a ripple effect, that reflects like a legacy that we would be proud to leave, that, you know, God would want us to leave, right? And so those are the things, like your love, how you love your pets, your family, people in your life, that's like the relationship portion, but right, like those are the things. There can be fires and floods and devastation and war and horrific tragedies. Those are the things that can never be taken away from you, no matter what. But what happens is we get into ruts, we get into life, we get into just going through the motions, doing all of the things, and we start to take those for granted. And then that generally leads us to some type of moment. And it's a real gift when we're still alive, or some people will have a near death and they experience and they get to come back. But that's a real gift because that's giving you a second chance, right? Of when you get to a moment where you lose something, where there's a health scare, where you don't know how something is going to go, where you just have something happen that impacts you, that makes you question, what am I doing with my life? Is this how I want to live? But we get to do that. We can consciously, we don't have to wait for God, the universe, life to take us to some hardship, right? We can start now. Start here Monday. You're starting your week. How can I appreciate and prioritize and be aware of and be present with these parts of my life that can never be taken away? How can I strengthen those? You want to think of it like muscles. You want to strengthen those muscles, those memories, because guess what? Then when the hardship comes, the tragedy comes, like it's not easy. Of course, we don't get out of those things, but you have those strong muscles. You have that awareness. People who have that, like they grieve, and, again, not saying it's easy, but what you see when you watch them navigate hardship compared to the people who are very attached to temporary to the things and the job titles and the labels and the accolades and the reputation, right? They really unravel. And then hopefully it lifts them up. But when you start building that muscle, you start really prioritizing that. You start building those relationships. You start building your spiritual practice. You start building your connection, your relationship with yourself. You start showing up to life in a way that you are proud of, in a way that your creator really, built you to be, right? That you're led to, you're guided to, you're inspired to live, then you have that strength. You have this other resilience where it's like, well, yes, I'm going to grieve that person, but I'm so thankful for all of that time we had. I'm so thankful that I got to be present with them through this chapter of our lives. I'm so grateful that I got to do this while I had the opportunity. Right. And so there's the grief, but then there's also the gratitude for it all. And the knowing that everything is temporary, except for those core things that will be with us for eternity. And it can be so deeply comforting during those times of loss and transition. And so that was really like with this, you know, full moon energy, starting this new week, coming off of this recent tragedy here in California, it's like I was really coming in strong when I was praying on it and what the messages were for you this week of really tuning into what in my life can never be taken away from me. Maybe that's your journal prompt today. Maybe you make a list and then maybe go tell that, go to all the people on your list, tell them how much they mean to you. Those things, those to-do things on your list that reflect that list, right? I get to do this and it's part of my purpose. It's part of, something that my spirit is calling me to do. It's an act of service for a loved one. It's an act of love. It might, right? It can turn those things from kind of annoying, like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. I have all these things to do, to I get to do this. And then you go into that with more joy. You're like fully present, right? You're like, I'm making a difference right now. And it feels completely different. You're like sending the email. You're like, I get to send emails. I get to clean my beautiful home and be like a steward of my home while it's here. And because the home is temporary, but the stewardship, the appreciation, the memories you make there, those last. Right? So it's kind of like a live fully, right? Which takes us into like we go further into the week and it's like this reminder. It's coming through like a call, a reminder. Claim your life. Be fully present. Live with an open heart. Live fully. Doesn't mean you have to go bungee jumping and skydiving and do all the crazy things. For some of you, it might, but that might be just reminding yourself this week, let me be really present. If you find that you're someone who being really present in the moment, maybe you have a tendency for some anxiety or you just have a lot going on and so you can just kind of like lose track during your day, like leaving post-it notes or setting a reminder on your phone to go off. Am I being fully present? Or just remember you're alive. Um, one of my clients, we were talking about her funny reminders of, oh my gosh, we were coming up with these like really funny ways to say like, Jesus take the wheel. Who's running this show? You know, who's steering the ship? Like who, so that all of her reminders would be a little bit different, to just really like get her attention so that she wouldn't, because she was like, when I read the same thing, even if it's one sentence over and over again, like I disregard, right? So we were like coming up with little like different phrases for her to use to kind of get her to laugh, to keep it light, and still to remind her, because she's really practicing living in that, trust and faith. And so make it light, make it fun, right? Like that can be incredibly helpful for you. And then, you know, as we kind of tune in and close out our week, it's this beautiful theme of gratitude. Gratitude, I know you've heard everybody say it, but everybody says it for a reason, right? Like it is key. It is a game changer. It is a game changer in your relationships, in your health, in your mental health, in your wealth, in your productivity, in your sleep, like in your faith, um, everything, every area of life. And so having a gratitude list, even thinking of it like extraordinary gratitude, um, like think of the things that you have now that you were praying for 10 years ago, 20 years ago as a child. That can like refresh or reinvigorate your sense of gratitude, right? So really being grateful and maybe thinking like, how can I, like a really fun journal prompt or prayer to do is to pray or write a letter to, to God, spirit, spirit team, your higher power, whatever word you say, but to write a letter or say a prayer, just thank them. Thank you so much. Even when it's hard, or like thank you so much for leading me through this. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much for sending helpful people. Thank you so much for these blessings. Thank you so much for this meal, for this money that I can pay these bills with, for this person in my life, for that lesson. It really helps you feel good. When you can get to a genuine place with it, it really helps to raise your frequency, to open your heart. And it's kind of like one of those things where you give the thanks, and it just opens up the energy, where then ideas can come in, guidance can come in, new people, new opportunities can come in. So it's a really, really great practice. Um, yeah, so that's the main stuff for this week, you all. Like, I just feel like there's so much love around you. It's Before we go into our prayer, they just want to send through a reminder. It's like I keep seeing this image of all of you watching, where it's like you're, sitting, maybe you're doing stuff around your house, and you're listening to this or watching this, and there's this beautiful golden light of God behind you and all around you, and this light is just pouring down, and it's just like washing away all the heaviness, all the fatigue. It's washing away other people's energy, everything that no longer serves you. And then these angels are on either side of you, and they make me like giddy. Like they like remind me of little kid type angels. They're powerful, but they're like cheering you on, and they're lifting you up. That's the message. They're lifting you up so that you can truly, truly experience like the best that life has to offer this week, so that you can bring more spirit to your life this week. They're truly helping you Will it like it's like lifting you up to fulfill your higher path this week. And it's like such a pure love, right? It's like they're uplifting you. So it's not this kind of hustle, like you need to claw your way up to the higher level. It's like, no, like let this like heavenly light like just elevate you so that you can live and experience this week in flow, in support, in harmony, in full protection, and feel that peace just wash over you. So I hope that you can tune in right now and feel it because I feel it so strongly for you. And it's like, it's like, I just want, it's like a relief. It's like, okay, everything's okay. All right, let's go do it now. Like let's go do life now. It's like first, like this, like relief to the nervous system. And then it's like, oh, I'm safe. I'm supported. Okay, now let's go time. Right. So it's like it's go time. It comes with a not from a hustle mentality, but from an excitement energy. Right. So that's I just want to invite you to tune in and to feel that for you. All right, so we'll go into our prayer and then I'll share an affirmation. And I have this new little gift that I want to play with and see how you like. So yeah, we'll do that in a second. All right, go ahead and you can take your hands on your heart, or you can take your hands in prayer at heart center and just closing your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Deep breath in. Heavenly Father, we come to you in extraordinary gratitude and thank you for leading us through this upcoming week. We ask that you help all who are hearing and repeating this prayer to experience your clear, supportive guidance, your protection, your courage, and your love. Help us to see ourselves and others as you see us, God. We surrender to you any forcefulness, distractions, and doubt. Please take the wheel and help us to experience the joy, the presence, and the light you continue to bestow upon us. May we be of maximum service and fulfill our highest calling this week. Thank you. Amen. Beautiful. And so you are welcome, and not even just welcome, but I encourage you to modify that in any way that you need to resonate or fully receive that prayer. That's how it flowed through. You can also pick a line that really resonates with you and pray that prayer throughout your week if you want, or repeat the whole thing. So yeah, but it just flowed through as this just pure, genuine prayer to really open your heart and to connect you with that higher will and higher love and courage for your life. So hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so we're gonna go through our affirmation card. This just like flew out. Okay. Open your arms wide and say, I am willing to let love in. It is safe to let love in. Then on the back, it says, I am willing to let love in. This one. I listen to the wisdom of my body. Your body has a message for you. Listen to what it is telling you. Thank your body for being the perfect messenger. It can be a hard one sometimes when our body's like, you need to rest, and we're like, you need to go. But remember, your body loves you. Okay, so I got this for Christmas. Um, I don't know if you can read it. It is color-coded Bible verses. And because my sister knows I am just into this, like studying the Bible for the first time. And I'm really loving it and just finding so much joy and wisdom and peace and just confirmation. So anyway, she got me this to use, and it's like you just and it has colors on there so you can like when you're happy or you're thankful or you're angry, you can do it based on your mood. I like just kind of going over it with my left hand and pulling whatever I feel drawn to pull. Okay. So this is this one. Um, for his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. But joy comes with the morning. Psalm 35. Oh, I love that. It's like that reminder that the joy always comes back, even if we temporarily don't feel it too much. So I hope that this week's video brought you some helpful insights. I mean, I feel like everything was super helpful for me, even as it was coming through. So, but I hope you took away some helpful insights and that this is going to get your week started on a high, lovely, beautiful, joyful note. I love you so, so much. Thank you for tuning in, for being here in my community. We have a launch date. The new podcast is going to be here February 3rd. I'm so excited. I think that you will really love it and get so much value out of it. It's been such a stretchy and also deeply fulfilling process to create. It's just really taken me to another level, and it's been absolutely extraordinary. So I'm super excited for you to hear it, and watch it and all of that, and to see you and hear your thoughts and your opinions and your takeaways and all of that. So that's coming February 3rd. And yeah, I think that's it. If you liked today's video, remember to hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. It really matters a lot here in YouTube land. So please give it a thumbs up. And then even better, if you leave a comment, that really helps the algorithm. And I love hearing from you. So you can drop an emoji and let me know what really resonated with you, what stuck out, for you, or anything, that you would like to offer. So love hearing from you. Have a beautiful rest of your day, a beautiful week, and I will see you soon. All right, bye.